This has got to be the most pathetic picture I've ever seen come out of the Oval Office. The richest man on the planet giving a press conference while his corrupt sensei is sitting there watching. And he's just spewing his normal verbal diarrhea about what he's doing with Doge. And here is some of the bullshit we had to hear.
You couldn't ask for a stronger mandate from the public. The public voted, we have a majority of the public voting for President Trump. We won the House, we won the Senate. The people voted for major government reform. There should be no doubt about that. That was on the campaign. The president spoke about that at every rally. The people voted for major government reform, and that's what people are going to get. They're going to get what they voted for. And a lot of times, people that don't get what they voted for. But in this
First of all, what fucking mandate? This wasn't Nixon, this wasn't Reagan, this wasn't any of that. Yes, because of our outdated system with the Electoral College, he won 312 to 226. But he won the popular vote by the fifth narrowest margin ever. So they keep floating this mandate around. You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means. We are all for some type of reform when it comes to the government. But that does not mean to cut every single fucking program. Programs that help Americans. Here's more.
The White House says that you will identify and excuse yourself from any conflicts of interest that you may have. Does that mean that you are in effect policing yourself? What are the checks and balances that are in place to ensure that there is accountability and transparency?
Well, we actually are trying to be as transparent as possible.
You said on X that an example of the fraud that you have cited was $50 million of condoms was sent to Gaza. But after
It's like Billy Zane in fucking Titanic.
in Mozambique, and the program was to protect them against HIV. So can you correct the statements? It wasn't sent to Hamas, actually. It was sent to Mozambique, which makes sense why condoms was sent there.
Yeah.
And how can we make sure that all the statements that you said were correct, so we can trust what you say?
Well, first of all, some of the things that I say will be incorrect and should be corrected. So nobody's going to bat 1,000.
No, we're just looking into abuse and fraud. You have not been transparent on what the abuse and fraud has been. You and your platoon of teenage mutant racist turtles have been stealing our data, our information. And you have people like your bosom buddy Rogan saying, I'm telling you guys, he ain't want to steal your money. He's got $400 billion. What rich person do you know that does not want more money? Lay off the alpha brain, Rogan. You all need to know what this is. This is a coup, and it's happening in broad daylight. And speaking of one of his minions, one of them resigned because he got some blowback for some old posts that he made. One being normalized Indian, not even going to say the word. You could not pay me to marry outside of my ethnicity. What in the fuck? Our current vice president, who is married to an Indian woman, responded with this. Here's my view. I obviously disagree with some of Elez's posts, but I don't think stupid social media activity should ruin a kid's life. We shouldn't reward journalists who try to destroy people, ever. So I say bring him back. He literally insulted a nation of people, one including your wife. And you're saying bring him back? Brainless, dickless, hopeless, spineless, gutless. Kids, somebody at work made fun of Mama's nationality, but I said, you know what? All is forgiven. We're going to bring him back to work. This is the most corrupt, unqualified regime I have ever seen. And all of this is being covered as if it's just normal. Wake up, people. We're getting fucked over by these morons.